Hello everyone, the Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the Caribbean. It is Sunday evening, January 29th, 2023. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Also feel free to leave a comment down the comment section letting me know what the weather has been like in your area recently. Also feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. I respond to all comments and I really live for this stuff. Alright, so let us take a look at the significant feature map across the Atlantic for this evening. You can see that we still have that high pressure ridge across portions of the eastern United States. To the east of that we have a cold front all the way to the north of the Caribbean. We can see three troughs right there to the north of the main development region as well. And if you actually take a look at the visible satellite images before the sun went down, we can see that yes, we have a lot of northeasterly to easterly flow of the low level clouds being pushed by all of those winds from that high pressure ridge. We still have those clouds associated with that cold front to the north of the Bahamas and the Caribbean. And we can see the clouds associated with those three troughs to the north of the main development region. Alright, so let us look at what was predicted yesterday. For today, yesterday's video stated that we would have received some amount of rainfall across portions of northern Jamaica, also in eastern Jamaica, and then in the afternoon we would have received rainfall across portions of western Jamaica. What ended up happening? A post was made this morning at 5:45 a.m. highlighting some amount of cloud cover across portions of northern and eastern Jamaica, and we even had some commenters confirming the rainfall. One commenter stating just got some light showers over in St. James. Even over on Instagram we had some commenters highlighting the rainfall. One commenter stating raining in Duncans, that's in the parish of Trelawney. Another one stating rainy in Mobay. Another one stating it's in Trelawney right now. One more stating rained in Mobay, St. James early this morning. So we actually had confirmation that it actually rained according to what the models had predicted. And then in the afternoon another post was made at 3:31 p.m. highlighting some amount of cloud cover across portions of mainly southern Jamaica. And we had some amount of cloud cover across portions of western Jamaica as well. So some overcast skies and possible light showers in the afternoon, just as predicted. For tonight the temperatures are the usual. We can see that we have 20 degrees Celsius in Contrivance in Manchester, 21 degrees Celsius in Mandeville, 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and 24 degrees Celsius in Kingston. If we actually take a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map is showing 18 on Monday. When we calculate that, that's 1 p.m. on Monday. We can see that Jamaica is in the clear. We're not in the oranges or the yellows that mean above normal temperatures, and we're not in the blues that mean below normal temperatures. We're in the clear, which means average temperatures. And what are the average temperatures for the month of January? 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and when we calculate that on the thermometer, that's about 30 degrees Celsius. So that is what we're going to be expecting for tomorrow. As it relates to the dry air map, we can see that we still have a lot of dry air across portions of the Caribbean, the entire western Atlantic in general. We can only see lots of blues across portions of the eastern Atlantic, which indicates some amount of moisture, so no dry air at all across portions of those areas to the north of the main development region associated with those three troughs. But where's the Saharan dust? The Saharan dust is right there. Look at this, 2 p.m. on Monday. This is where the browns that represent the Saharan dust will be, right there across portions of the main development region as well as portions of Africa. So nothing affecting Jamaica at all. As it relates to this wind shear forecast for tomorrow, both the Euro and the GFS are showing the wind shear for 1 p.m. on Monday. The wind shear across Jamaica will be coming more from the north, and if there's a chance of afternoon convection, there will be more of a bias for the rainfall across portions of southern Jamaica. We know that we usually get afternoon convection across mainly central and western Jamaica. So if there's a chance of afternoon convection, more than likely it's going to be affecting more along the south central and southwestern portions of the island, just like what happened today in the afternoon. As it relates to the wind forecast, both the Euro and the GFS are showing mostly an easterly wind across the island tomorrow, anywhere from 10 to 20 knots. Might even be stronger, up to even 25 knots across portions of the north coast. As it relates to the precipitation forecast, however, we can see that both the Euro and the GFS are showing some amount of blues across portions of northern Jamaica. What time is this? This is 2 a.m. on Monday, that's tonight. And then even 8 a.m. we still have some more blues across portions of northern and eastern Jamaica on both models. That's 8 a.m. tomorrow. And then even by 11 a.m. we still have some more blues across portions of northern and eastern Jamaica on both models. And we know that when we have consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. If we actually take a look at the accumulated precipitation forecast, the Euro is more robust with the amount of accumulated rainfall expected across the island from now up until 10 p.m. on Monday. We can see up to 0.29 of an inch of rainfall is expected across eastern Jamaica. The GFS is not so robust. It shows some amount of green that represent rainfall, but it's not as robust as what the Euro is showing. It's only going up to 0.13 of an inch of rainfall. Either way, rainfall is still in the forecast for especially northern or eastern Jamaica. So it makes sense that a post was recently made highlighting the fact that it will be raining across those very areas that were just mentioned, northern and eastern Jamaica in the wee early morning hours, and then in the late morning hours across portions of the very same spots. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let's talk briefly about the weather across the Caribbean. So as stated, we can see that there's still a lot of low level clouds being pushed from northeast to southwest or east to west by that high pressure ridge that's situated right there to the east of the United States, or across the eastern United States. And with those low level clouds, there is some amount of rainfall. If we actually take a look at the Doppler radar images, we can see that from 1:30 p.m. today we've been having a lot of scattered showers indicated by all those greens across portions of the northeastern Caribbean, so sections of Puerto Rico, the US and British Virgin Islands, sections of St. Martin, St. Kitts, Guadeloupe, St. John's, getting in on some amount of rainfall even all the way up into the wee evening hours that we're recording right now. Even on the Barbados radar, we don't see much going on in Barbados itself, but around Barbados we can see some amount of rainfall right there to the northwest of Barbados, across portions of Martinique. To the south of Martinique we can see some across portions of St. Lucia, sections of St. Vincent, even portions of Grenada might get in on some of that rainfall later tonight. Maybe even sections of Tobago might get in on some of that, and then eventually spilling into sections of Trinidad as well. If you actually take a look at the temperature forecast for the rest of the Caribbean for tomorrow, we see those blues that represent at least 1 to 2 to 3 degrees Celsius below normal temperatures. So we can get anywhere from, let's say, 27 to 30 degrees Celsius across those very same spots across the Windward Islands. So sections of anywhere from Martinique southward. So Martinique, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent, Grenada, Tobago, Trinidad, sections of eastern Venezuela and northern Venezuela, portions of the ABC Islands, as well as sections of Guyana might get in on some below average temperatures tomorrow. And both the Euro and the GFS are in agreement with this, and we know that when there's consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much greater. If we actually take a look at the accumulated precipitation forecast, this map is showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 3Z on Tuesday. When we calculate that, that's all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Monday. So we can see, yes, the portion of northeastern Jamaica. Where else do we see rainfall on both maps? We can see across portions of northern sections of Hispaniola, northern portions of Puerto Rico. We can see it even moving in a fashion like it's going around that high pressure ridge. So it's coming down and it's turning, coming down from northeast, turning and going to the west. in that fashion, that's the fashion in which the rainfall is being pushed. So most of the areas across portions of the Leeward Islands will be getting in on some of that rainfall tomorrow. So Barbuda, Antigua, St. Kitts and Nevis, Guadeloupe, Martinique, basically the same areas that are receiving the rainfall right now are still expected to receive some amount of rainfall tomorrow. Not so much rainfall across portions of the Windward Islands, but the temperatures will still be cooler. You can see some amount of greens across portions of Tobago on the GFS. It is still there on the Euro, but not as robust. If we actually take a look at the western or the southwestern portion of the Caribbean, as usual, Nicaragua, Honduras, portions of Costa Rica getting in on some amount of rainfall. Even up to 1 inch of rainfall is expected over there. And we know that when we're getting so much rainfall, there's a chance of some amount of flash flooding taking place. But that area is used to that kind of weather. As it relates to the western section of the basin, so over in Belize, we can see some amount of greens and yellows that represent up to 0.3 of an inch of rainfall on both maps. And we know that when we have consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.